This is 680 The Fan's continuing coverage of Atlanta Braves Spring Training 2019. I'm Kevin McAlpin, coming to you from the west coast of Florida, the Gulf Coast here in Tampa, Florida, spring training home of the New York Yankees, and Steinbrenner Field, where the Braves were defeated today by a score of 5-1. But that is not the important story coming out of Tampa here today. It was a big day for a pair of Vandy boys, and I'm talking about Kyle Wright, who threw 3 scoreless innings here today, and he had to face the Yankees' everyday lineup. It was guys like Judge and Stanton and Andujar, and the list goes on and on and on. And he was outstanding. No walks, the strikeouts, including a couple of really nasty curveballs, one of which came in an at-bat to Aaron Judge, who was flat out filthy. He had Judge buried in the count 1-2. Judge worked the count back to full, and like I said, Kyle Wright threw a big old nasty curveball and had Judge leaning out of the way, and all he could do was shake his head and walk back to that first base dugout. So a good test for Kyle Wright today. 3 scoreless frames gives him 5 in his first 2 appearances here in 2019. You'll recall last weekend he had that 2 scoreless inning appearance against the St. Louis Cardinals. So far so good for Kyle Wright, who is in camp competing for that 5th spot in the rotation, or maybe a spot in the Braves bullpen to start. But a lot of guys really raving about what they saw. Fastball was mid-90s. We saw him touch 97 here today. And again, the breaking ball, the curveball, the changeup, threw some really good ones here today. So I love what we've seen from Kyle Wright. He could be a guy that could really make some noise here in spring and give the Braves something to think about as they fill out their 25-man roster for opening day. Dansby Swanson, we also saw him in the lineup here today. He went 1 for 2, grounded out off the pitcher's leg in the first inning. It was a hard hit ball that trickled out to shortstop. And then in the 4th inning, singled to right field. So 1 for 2 for Dansby Swanson, who, when I asked him how it felt just to get back to a sense of normalcy, the word thankful kept coming up. Thankful to be back in a normal routine. Grateful to be pain-free in that wrist. And the Braves are going to ease Dansby along. So what they're going to do is give him off tomorrow. The team has a full day off on Thursday, so nothing going on for the Braves this Thursday, and then they're home on Friday night against the Phillies. So you'll see Dansby back in the lineup on Friday. So basically, easing him in and doing what they do for everybody, not going back-to-back this early. No sense on doing that, but Dansby said just being pain-free really certainly is a blessing. So again, 1 for 2, a single to right field. Good start for Dansby Swanson. Brian Snitker definitely liked what he saw in his at-bats. He said you'd hardly know that this was his spring training debut here today. So, of course, Dansby's been able to do a lot of the normal activities, just hasn't been in a game. And again, he got that off his back today. 1 for 2 for Dansby Swanson. Again, the Braves fell to the Yankees here by a score of 5-1. Chad Sabatka had a rough go in this one today. Gave up a 3-run homer to who else? Aaron Judge. And oh, by the way, Judge is off to a scorching start to spring training. He's 6 for 13 with 3 doubles and 3 homers. So it seems like he's picking up right where he left off last season. Braves will be back at Disney World tomorrow. They have a split squad action, actually. But again, half the team will be going down to Jupiter. The other half will be staying back in Orlando. And again, as I mentioned, the team is off on Thursday, and then they have the Phillies on Friday night. Let's get you caught up on a couple of injury news and nuggets, because we can't have a day here during Braves camp without a little bit of news. And that was good stuff, good signs from Mike Foltynewicz, who threw off flat ground back at Disney World today. He will continue progressing from there. We will hear from Braves GM Alex Anthopoulos and Freddie Freeman on the Braves Clubhouse Report. That comes your way tomorrow at 2:30 on 680 The Fan. Also, Kevin Gausman coming off that side session he threw yesterday. Sounds like Friday could be when we see him make his Grapefruit League debut. He was dealing with some soreness in his shoulder. But again, it sounds like he's cleared and good to go. We'll see him on Friday. And it sounds like the plan for Josh Donaldson will be to be in the lineup on Friday as well. They pushed him back. As you can see, cloudy skies behind me. Actually, some rain blew through the Central Florida area today. It was an ugly morning at Disney. You might recall the Braves wanted to have Donaldson go through a simulated game today. They had to scratch that because of the weather. He did hit in the batting cages indoors, so it sounds like they're going to move that sim game to tomorrow, Wednesday. Again, he'll have off Thursday, and we'll see Donaldson against the Phillies on Friday night. So that's where things stand here. Again, the Braves fell to the Yankees 5-1, but a great day on the mound for Kyle Wright. Good signs from Dansby Swanson as well. So a loss, but really a win all around for a couple of guys from Vanderbilt. So again, coming to you from Tampa, Florida, Steinbrenner Field, the home of the Yankees, I'm Kevin McAlpin. Stay with us. Our spring training coverage continues back in Central Florida, back at Disney tomorrow. And again, you can follow all of our coverage here from camp, home, road, you name it. We got you covered on 680thefan.com and our social media outlets as well on 680 The Fan on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.